Hi everyone, we are live with Geo Valentine.
Hello, everyone. Do I know how to make a
Geo.
Valentine?
Yes, whatever that means. How are you doing, Geo?
I think Mercury's got me scrambled. Mercury retrograde may have me a little bit scrambled. Um, not too bad. Not too bad. Knock wood.
Knock
Wood.
wood. It's
Yeah,
the first week.
yeah.
Mercury went
Right,
retrograde the
right.
20th last week.
Oh, I'm a bad astrologer. I don't
I
know
think
what
it was
day.
January 20th, January
So,
21st.
wait a minute. No. Because it's going to be. You know what? I don't know. Because I don't want to say no. I don't know what day it
I
was.
think it was January 20th to 21st.
Well, it ends on the 21st of February. I think it
It
started a little
ends
bit later. I think it was late. Oh, I know what day. I know what
28th.
day. The 20. What was the day that we looked at? The 28th, I think, was the day of the full moon, and
Yes.
then the 2 days later was. So I think it was
The
the 30th.
30th.
That's
The
exactly right. Yes,
30th. Right. Because I
that's
feel
right.
like 20th was like so long ago.
Right.
But
Yeah,
the 30th was like yesterday. It was last
exactly.
weekend.
And Mercury is usually only retrograde. It's never retrograde 4 weeks. It's always like three weeks ish.
Yes,
Yeah,
3 week-ish. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, Tell us, Geo, let's start with, and by the way,
Hmm.
Geo is our resident astrologer. And so tell us, what is Mercury retrograde and why? Why am
Hmm.
I so scared when somebody brings it up? What's Mercury retrograde?
Okay, people should not be scared of Mercury retrograde. Uh,
Hmm.
it's a natural phenomenon, and it's been happening as long as Earth has existed. uh, I think it became kind of a marketing thing, kind of a way for people to feel a little extra advanced with their astrology, and then
Hmm.
someone paints scare tactics onto it.
But
Um,
it's working. So if it's working
yeah,
in a mass capacity,
right.
maybe it doesn't matter that someone tricked us. We're now there.
Right. And it
So
happens. It happens about 3 times a year,
yeah,
and
sometimes four.
sometimes four. Right.
Hmm.
Depending, and sometimes
How
when things are
early?
at the end of the year or at the very beginning of the year,
Yes,
you
yes,
might
yes.
squeeze in a fourth. Um, um, so Mercury retrograde. It's a little bit of an illusion. It's sort of
Yeah,
like, have you ever been on a train or on a bus
yeah,
on the highway, and you're riding next to somebody? Let's say on the highway, everyone's been in a car, even if they haven't been on a train. Two cars on the highway, and you see each other, you're next to each other, and so one of the people slows down, even though you're still going forward.
yeah,
It looks like the other person's going backwards, even though they're
yes.
not.
Yeah.
That's what Mercury retrograde is.
So
Mercury
it's almost
slows.
like coming to a complete
It
stop.
looks like it's coming to a stop, and
Looks
then it
like
looks
it
like it's going backwards, even though it's
at
not.
some point.
Right.
Oh,
So what happens is at certain points when the Earth is doing its thing, and or the Sun is doing its thing, and so symbolically,
yes.
what it means is Mercury is a planet in astrology that symbolizes communication, speech. It
Hmm.
it symbolizes the hands.
Hmm.
It symbolizes short distance travel, walking.
Oh, oh,
Yeah, walking. Maybe like riding a bike or something. Quick trip around the corner in the car, not a long
short
distance trip,
distance.
right?
Right,
Short
short
distance,
distance.
and thinking.
Thinking.
reading, and writing. And see how I
Mm.
look so nerdy? I dress extra nerdy just to kind of show you I'm being a little bit
Thinking.
mercurial thinking.
Mercurial energy.
And when I think also when I think of Mercury retrograde, the illusion of it, I always think Michael Jackson doing the moonwalk. Anyone who
Mm.
has tried to do the moonwalk, it looks like Michael is walking forward, but he's moving backwards.
Got it.
That's Mercury retrograde.
I
And
love that.
Michael went through his little nerdy phase too. You know, he was mercurial, and Mercury the moonwalk. I always think it should be called the Mercury retrograde because that's really what he's doing. Michael also had Mercury retrograde in his chart when he was born, or Mercury, I should say Mercury retrograde. Mercury was retrograde
Retrograde
when
in
Michael
his
was
chart.
born. That's
Okay.
right.
All right.
So, yeah.
So, of course, I know a little bit about Mercury, a
Mm-hmm.
little
Mm-hmm.
bit. The last Mercury retrograde around Mayish,
Mm-hmm.
Mayish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually more responsible to my
Mm-hmm.
car. I'm more responsible to my phone,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes.
I atone for lateness,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
meaning if I've got a 2 o'clock appointment
Mm-hmm.
and I have
Mm-hmm.
to be somewhere at 2,
Right.
I'm probably going to leave an hour early
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because it's Mercury's one of those things where
Mm-hmm.
the like it's, and you're like, ugh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's not shocking. It's nothing shocking. It's just,
Right. Right. It's just annoying.
it's
That's what I tell people. You know what?
annoying.
Mercury retrograde. There's nothing. You know, it may trigger something, but it's
Yes.
not. Mercury is not the reason. It's the Mercury may be I think I gave you the example. You're driving in your car and there's like a bug flying around, you know. But
I love that. That was a
you have,
great example.
yeah. But you have to. It's like if that bug lands on the tip of your nose, you just let that bug sit on the tip of your nose and you keep
Or pull
concentrating.
over.
So extra focus is needed, or you pull over. But you got to remember safety first. I don't care if there's a bat
Yes.
flying in the car. You
Yes.
have to keep your eyes on the road.
Well, let
That's the
me tell
kind of yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
how spirituality can talk to you prior to Mercury retrograde, because I believe
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that Mercury retrograde, like things are just going to fall apart. There's like expect it, whatever
Yeah.
that means for
Mm-hmm.
you, and
Right.
what
Right.
drama is going on in your life. It
Mm-hmm.
could
Mm-hmm.
be annoyance at your job, could be relationship issues,
Mm-hmm.
could be your car, could be your
Mm-hmm.
phone, right?
Right. Right. Mm-hmm.
So I'm more careful with my phone,
Mm-hmm.
more careful.
Yes. Right. Right.
And the last Mercury, and I'm telling you, Mercury hasn't gotten me caught out there in years
Mm-hmm.
because I've decided to understand it and respect it and take my
Yes.
time.
Yes. Yes.
Sometime around May-ish,
Yes.
April-ish,
Mm-hmm.
had my phone,
Mm-hmm.
took it out of my purse, looked at it.
Yes.
I don't know how. I don't know. It just went whoop and landed on concrete like this. And I heard it. I heard the
Yeah.
crunch. And of course, you're dying inside. And then you're like, I'm going to pick it up and I will deal with it.
Yes. Yes. Wait, that's how a spiritual type should say, you know what? It is what it is.
I'm
You know?
okay. It's not
Yeah.
the end of the world. Nobody
Right, right,
died.
right.
And ironically, I've been working with a broken looking
Uh-huh.
phone since then. Since
Yes.
then. Of course, I called Verizon,
Uh-huh.
and not Verizon. I went to Staples to fix my phone.
Yeah.
And it turns out Verizon had already put out the 12.
Gotcha. Yes. Yes.
So they didn't put out to fix my phone. They'd
They
rather
want
you
you to
upgrade to
upgrade.
the 12. And I said, over my dead body, will I upgrade Verizon? I will stay with a broken phone. I don't care. And as it turns out, I was
Hmm.
watching Real Housewives of
Yeah.
Atlanta, Real Housewives of
Yeah.
OC, and those
Yeah.
rich bitches got broke phones too. So I was like,
Good.
hey, That's the look now. The
I mean,
look is for the wealthy to have a broke phone.
oh, wait, I was going to say something. Wait, you have to allow me to say the bad thing.
Say it.
Was it who was it? This is like years ago. I remember somebody saying, you know, people who shouldn't raise kids. You know, people who whip out their broken phone and the screen.
Me. I will never fix this phone. I even showed my phone to the public
Yes.
on one of my
Yeah,
videos,
yeah,
and
yeah.
somebody was like, "Is your phone broken?" I'm like, "Yeah."
I saw it, but I'm not saying anything. And you know what? And you can't say anything. People need to not say anything. You want to know why? Because as soon as they say something, it's like, here I go. I'm like, oh, I did say something. As soon as you talk about somebody breaking their phone, you better make sure your phone is strapped to you. You better hope your phone is crazy glued to your hand, because as soon as you point at somebody else, but you have to let go of your phone to point at somebody, and then
Yes. And
better,
that phone, I'm telling
yeah,
you, will flip out your hand, and
it really will. Yeah,
it didn't
yeah,
even like land like this. I couldn't
yeah.
even
It
understand
landed
this. It
flat.
went down.
Yeah.
But there's a commercial. I don't know if it's Allstate or one of the
Mm-hmm.
stupid commercial
Right.
where the guy is pretending to be something, and you wind up in a car accident, and then he goes, see. I don't
See?
remember which commercial, but
Okay.
it kept playing. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
play anymore. It
Right.
kept
Right.
playing over and over, where
Mm-hmm.
somebody would drop their phone in their
Yeah.
car
Yeah. Yeah.
and then go like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard Spirit say, "That's you.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
That's you."
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like, you know what I mean? At first you're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, Spirit, you're always
Yeah.
trying to scare me, Spirit. I don't have time for this.
If it was spirit really talking to me, I'd be like, okay. I don't get the voice. They don't talk. They talk to me like at night and say one word, and they'll be like, "Hi, Wendy," and be like, "Hi, Aunt Ruthie," you know, and that's it. That's it. You got anything to tell me? Silence.
No, they're
Yeah.
always like, that's gonna be you. And I'd
Oh
be like,
no.
really? But I'm not crazy
Right. Right. Right.
in terms of being crazy. I mean, you might
No,
think
I
I'm
know.
crazy. Anybody else might think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. I listen to Spirit.
Right. Good. Good. Good.
And so
Yeah.
when Spirit is like, that's going to be you. And what
Mhm.
happens? They
Mhm.
put me to the test. I
Mhm.
lose. The phone goes down.
Mhm.
Or I think it was, I had it mounted,
Yeah.
but it
Yeah.
wasn't a good mount. And down it went.
Oh boy. Yeah.
The worst part is,
Yeah.
this has happened to me twice with water bottles.
Uh huh.
It'll drop between my legs
Right.
and go by the pedal.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is all Mercury retrograde kind of
Hmm.
stuff. And
Yes.
so I've learned to slow, even on a highway, I've learned to
Yes.
slow down, get
Hmm.
over to the corner,
Right. Right.
get rid of that bottle.
Hmm.
Uh-uh.
Hmm.
No, 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 no,
Yeah.
no, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's always like Mercury retrograde, like,
Right.
hey,
Hmm.
we
Hmm.
about to come get you.
You just remember before I got here. Before I got here, I was at the post office. People don't go to the post office during Mercury retrograde. It's
No.
all about communication, messages,
That's what happened to me
correspondence.
Saturday. I went to
Right.
the post office and I argued with the guy. I always go here. He knows me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna report his ass to the postmaster. Already told him.
Well, I'm like never in my life. I think I rarely go to the post office. Well, I went this time because I had to send my friend some of his mail from here. And I had his address wrong, so I had to go to the lady twice and then go back. And she said, I don't have this this I don't have this address. And
That happened to me,
yeah, and I
Geo,
was like,
Saturday.
yeah, that happened to me just
And what
an hour and a
happened?
half ago. So I was like, okay, so I
That
had
was
to
just
call.
now?
Yeah, before I got here. Before I got here, yeah, yeah. So I call my friend from the post office, and I get him, and part of the name of his address was Lake, like Lake Pontchartrain or something like that. I thought
Mm-hmm.
he said Blake Pontchartrain. So I wrote his address down that way. So I had to do it all of this at the post office and go back and forth, fill out the envelope, and it's different now because everyone's standing 6 feet apart, and
Yes, the
you know,
lines are
and
longer
it's like the last place I want to be is in this post office. But
because there's
I
no
got the,
air filtration on top of everything.
well, they did. They had their air filtration game was on, and it was one of those older buildings, one of the like
Wow.
original mail
Yeah,
places
yeah,
with a
yeah.
high ceiling, but they had
Yeah,
their
yeah.
ceiling fans. But I'm even thinking, okay, you know what? I don't want this air blowing down. I don't
Yeah,
want
yeah,
COVID
yeah.
air blowing on me when I get
Yeah.
out.
That's so scary.
So I just was like, you know what? When to go slow, Mercury retrograde. It makes it. Then I butt dialed a friend. I haven't butt dialed a friend forever. I'm like, how did I butt dial her? My phone can't even see who I am with my mask on. So I was
That is so funny.
like, so yeah, yeah. So
No, I had the
all those
same
things.
thing. I didn't
Hmm.
realize that
Yes.
that was a component, and that was
Hmm.
the 30th when it
Yeah.
began.
Yes.
And I haven't been to this post office in a
Hmm.
thousand years
Yeah. Yeah.
because I just haven't had packages to mail out. I have
Right.
two that I go to, one very
Hmm.
close to. Oh, which
Hmm.
reminds me, God damn, I'm supposed to go to the
Hmm.
post office today.
Hmm.
Shit. All right.
But here's the good part is that the girl was on her game. I guess their new thing is check, if you're sending priority mail, check, double check the address,
Yeah.
make sure it's in our system. She did the right thing and she made me do the right thing. That's the kind of thing you need to do during retrograde, Mercury retrograde. Double check, double check
Well,
information. If you're signing, yes,
priority's automatic. The
yes,
minute they put it in a system,
yes.
they will show, and some of them will say, "Is that the address?"
Yes, and she did it. She made me, even though I had to do it twice, once
She
again,
still did it.
twice, two
Yeah, of
times with
course.
Mercury, and I'll tell you why, two times, double check. Mercury rules Gemini, the twins. It also rules Virgo, but it it rules two signs. One of the signs is the twins. It's just, do over and retrograde. When you think of the word retrograde, re is the root of retrograde. So you
Redo,
redo, you rethink,
rewrite,
you
recheck.
rewrite, recheck. Now, there's one thing that one of the bigger things, subjects of Mercury retrograde is when they tell people don't sign contracts when Mercury's retrograde. Sometimes life goes on. You can't
Sometimes you
stop
just get a
everything.
job,
You get
right?
a job
You get
or
an
you get
apartment.
an apartment. You have to sign contracts.
Yes,
You go over the contract with a
got it.
fine tooth comb. And what I
Got it.
tell them, instead of saying, this is a pain in the ass, I have to go over it twice, I think of it this way. I may have saved my life. I may have saved myself some serious BS by thinking this is Mercury retrograde. Let me really go over it. I'm not going to fall for the flim flam. Thank you, Mercury retrograde. Thanks, brother. Thanks a lot, because if I hadn't gone over it twice, I wouldn't have seen where this person was trying to rip me off, or where this lawyer is, or whatever. So,
So
in that respect, I turn
let's
it
repeat
positive.
that. Like Mercury
Repeat.
retrograde
Yes, you
is
redo,
about recheck,
you
repeat, relook,
review,
review, revisit.
revisit. Bingo. That's right. I want to also, for Mercury retrograde, my my friends out there who may have suffered trauma in their lives
Oh,
in the
look who's
past.
here! Yay!
Hi,
Oh yeah!
Dave. Is that
She's
why I'm
like,
chilling?
girl, that's
Yes.
why I'm chilling. And she's a
Chill.
Gemini. Does
That's
it
right.
affect Geminis
Yes.
and Virgos more?
You know what? I always want to be like the most conservative, and I want to say no. However,
But
I'm a Gemini rising. Okay, so there's just when I'm at my most, you know what? Don't anybody panic about Mercury retrograde. And then there's those times when it has at those particular times really messed me up. things are going on, and I'm like, I'm still trying to say, it's not Mercury retrograde, it's not. And Mercury retrograde.
You better believe. You better believe.
It is Mercury
You better
retrograde.
believe.
That's
So wait
right.
a second. So now this makes sense. Is this
Yeah.
why I get along with Geminis? Even your rising.
Yes.
I think I get along with your rising better than your
Yeah, and
fire.
it's like the
That's
way
what
I'm
I
dressed now.
believe.
This is more my rising that I'm presenting to you. I'm an Aries, but this is my rising. It's the
But
Gemini.
wait,
It's
I
the,
got
it's the
Gemini
nerdy
in
nerd.
Virgo.
And Virgo is very much like this too. Yes.
But I
Yeah.
got, yes, Virgos.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Virgos,
Yes. Yep. Yep.
they are, talk about
It's
recheck. That's a
There's
Virgo.
refinement.
Refining, that's Virgo. So I got
Discriminating. I need to make sure all the pieces.
Virgos. Virgo men are the worst. Virgo women are chill. Don't mess with them. Don't mess with my job. Don't mess with how I laid this
Get
out.
out my kitchen because it's organized a certain way. Virgo.
But I have Gemini in Virgo.
Wait, you mean you have Mercury?
Virgo. No.
Mercury?
No, wait. No.
Gemini's a sign and Virgo's a sign. You
No, I can't remember.
I think. Wait, are you?
No, I have
you're
Venus. I have Venus
Gotcha. Okay.
in
Yes.
Virgo.
Gotcha. Okay. So
it doesn't matter. All right.
It's a whole different subject. That's
Yeah, it's a whole different.
we go stick with Mercury.
I'm trying to connect to Geminis.
Oh wait, you do have what was it? I think you have Mars in Gemini. That's what it is.
Something.
I think that's what it is. You
In
definitely
any
do have
case.
yes. Mm-hmm.
In any case, let's get. I can always check. Oh, here it is.
I can check too. I have to clean up my.
Look at you.
I got to be ready.
I just found out my Mercury was in Leo, and that explains a lot of my egotistical. I thought it was my sun sign. It's not.
No,
It's a double Leo. It's terrible.
Oh, that's right. I keep wanting to say that you're a Libra. You're not. You're a Libra rising.
Libra rising.
Yeah.
Mars in Gemini.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Because I thought Mars was like a fighting planet.
Mars it's action and fuel and passion and it's not just anger. It's that fire energy. It's CHANGO.
Oya.
CHANGO, all about
Oya.
Oya
Oya is the partner to Shango's energy.
Gotcha.
Like one's thunder, the other one's lightning, and I'm really good at throwing lightning.
Good.
Just
Okay.
throw it at people.
Okay. So yeah.
Random people on Twitter, I just throw lightning to them.
Yes, you do. I see you on Twitter. I love you on Twitter because then when I scream, I'm like when I get all caps. That's the Aries in me. Tracy,
I could tell that.
Did you see what Harry and Meghan are doing now? Check it out, Tracy. And you always, and it's like you hear me somehow.
Yeah.
Like you be right there without just screaming to the void on Twitter.
I just totally understand you. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, Geo, that's hilarious.
I'm like, Tracy, do you think Obama's going to walk her down the aisle? That would be fine. That would be fine. Oh, they have the same birthday. Remember that? We tried.
We tried it.
Yes.
He wasn't trying to hear us, but we tried it.
Yeah. And I was like, Tracy! And you're like, what? You hear me through the universe.
Yeah, I do. I do.
And it's like, they have the same birthday. Obama and Meghan.
Yes.
He should walk. That means he's gonna walk her down the aisle. And then you did the reading on it, and you were like, you know what? It could be, but here's what I have. I have that it's in hopes and wishes. I was like, that's right. It was in the hopes and wishes. And I was like,
so it was our hopes and wishes, and clearly it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So let's get back to
to Mercury. Okay.
To
Yeah,
Mercury,
I've just pulled up. I
meaning
pulled.
this is a period of relook, rewrite,
Mm-hmm.
recheck.
Yes.
Look at your contracts, people.
Right. Right.
If you buy a car, especially a used car,
Mm-hmm.
during Mercury retrograde,
Mm-hmm.
I think the first thing I would do is take it into the shop.
Yeah. So they
Even
can.
though you might have taken it into the shop to purchase the car, take it
Mm-hmm.
back into the shop.
Right. Right. So
For me,
they can review it. They can review everything about this car. Yes.
yes, because this is where cars go left. Because it's a form of
Mm-hmm.
short trip.
Mm-hmm.
And that little sound you hear,
Oh, you hear
Mercury,
that?
it's okay until
Yep.
Mercury retrograde comes in, and then the
Mm-hmm.
bottom falls out. And the guy always says, it's always like a foreign guy, right?
Mm-hmm. You know,
If
you
you
should
would have
have come
came
in
in,
here and look at
if
car.
you would have
Why you
came
wait
in
so
here,
long?
and you're like, dude, it was this.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't sound like a problem to
Mm-hmm.
me.
Mm-hmm.
$500 later, you're in trouble,
Yeah. So
not including labor.
it's always review, review, review. I have my little smart ass things with Mercury. Like I keep claiming, and I think I'm gonna do it. So don't anybody take this name. I'm gonna write a book called How to
Good.
Have Fun with Mercury Retrograde, Getting in Touch with Your Inner Wise Ass. You have to remember, when Mercury's retrograde, it's not personal. Everybody's experiencing Mercury retrograde at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
For example, who is returning to Washington this week? Trump. He's returning.
During the
Re-
retrograde.
That's right. And he's going to reveal
He
so many
reveal
things.
what?
Well, you're going to have to tune in because check this out. Now you were saying so these planets in Aquarius, including Mercury retrograde. The sign Aquarius is the sign of the media. It's astrology and the media. Media,
Specifically,
media, media. You know how
Aquarius is
happy
about.
all these networks are going to be that he's back for this
Somebody
impeachment.
called Biden Trump the other day. They freaking want him back. They miss the drama.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
Aquarius is
It's the
with
media.
media. I didn't
Yep,
know
the
that.
news media, radio, television media. So when they say television, it's there's a Neptune really rules film, like the film industry. Uranus and Aquarius is more television. They can be mixed up, but it's more television, more radio. It's the electricity. It's those radio waves. The sharp up and down waves. Or that's Uranus. They're eccentric uh, waves. But it is the media. It is the news. It is the newspapers. They miss him already. They're like, well, all Biden does is sit there and write executive orders
All
day.
Biden does is the right thing. We don't have the entertainment.
That's why they're all up Marjorie Greene's butt because she's
You
giving
know,
them plenty
I
to
said that.
report on.
Wait, Gio, I said that.
You did?
I said
Yeah.
Marjorie replaced Trump.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And why are they giving her airtime? I said that.
Yeah.
But now it makes sense because it's about Mercury retrograde,
Right.
revisiting.
Revisiting. Yeah. They want Trump to revisit. They want to know what happened, Trump, because we didn't get we didn't get that end
The
of
proper
presidency
ending.
compensation, or we did. I didn't watch it. I refused to watch it.
I didn't watch it either. But
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah,
pomp and circumstance by no
right,
means.
exactly.
It was.
Yep. People they just want to make sure he was gone. But now that he's not gone, there was even somebody who shall remain nameless in our book club chat who was like, the news is boring now that he's gone. And she knows who she is. But she said the news is boring. Now that he's gone, it's like, thank God.
We need it boring. My
Yeah,
my nerves have not been well,
yeah, yeah.
and there's been a lot of COVID inaccuracies,
Mm-hmm.
race issues, and he
Yes.
didn't handle. And besides
He didn't do
the
anything.
economic issues, and so I was operating unwell.
Yes, yes.
And so since Biden has been here, I have been well with my soul.
It's been, yeah, it's been there's a peacefulness, even though we're still in this.
It's a calm,
There's a
like
and
your hand is steady.
yes,
Like when Trump was here, I was
yeah, yeah,
like I
well,
would try to like, and it would still like
yeah.
you're falling apart with Trump. You're
Hmm.
falling apart.
Right, right, right. Hmm.
But with Biden, I really feel like I can do this now. And
It's like
when I say
common
I could do
sense
this,
has returned. Common
listen,
sense.
I'm not a fan
Hmm.
of operating in toxicity.
Exactly. Yeah,
A
I am not
lot
either.
of people are. It's
Hmm.
only what they know.
Right.
But when you remove yourself from toxicity
Hmm.
and you operate healthy for
Yes.
years,
Yes.
when toxicity shows up, you're
Hmm.
right,
Hmm.
everyone. It could be engaging at
Yes. Hmm.
first
That's right. Right. Hmm.
until it's like, you can't come in my house anymore.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like, I can't be your friend,
Yeah.
which is what happened with what I would, that woman.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to have to call you out
Yes.
and
Hmm.
I'm going to have to tell you who I
Hmm.
think you are because I've actually been kind to you.
Yes. Yes.
But I need this to end because my
Hmm.
soul isn't okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then I get called a twat.
Excuse me, you got called a twat
Twat
muffin.
muffin.
So don't forget the muffin part.
I didn't even know what that was. That's how
Mhm.
ignorant I am about like stuff like that. But just getting back to
Yes. Mhm.
Biden,
Yes.
whether you all want to believe he's boring or not, and
Right.
Trump,
Right. 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 There are people who are addicted to drama, and Trump was given plenty of it. Definitely, definitely.
yeah,
But when it came to, you know, it's what is it? Biden has only been in for a week, 2 weeks now.
a week and a half.
and
Yeah,
and people are all he does is this. He's only been in for 2 weeks. You know what he's been trying to do? He's been trying to save your life. He's
clean up.
treating it like the emergency that Trump was supposed to treat it. He's looking and saying, why is no one working in the Justice Department? Why is not? Because everyone was an acting
That's right.
employee.
There were no official employees.
There were no when they
Maybe
got
Carson, maybe DeVos, but there
yeah.
were no official employees at some
And to
point.
hear that the State Department was in shambles and like a ghost town, that's the scariest thing on earth.
Yeah.
They, so they were not concerned, but however, I'm bringing it back. We could go on and on. Mercury and Aquarius.
Yes. And
I'm
I
bringing
would
it.
think Biden
Yeah,
is operating well then
yeah,
within
yes.
Mercury Retrograde. Because, first of all, a
Hmm.
lot of these things that he needed to
Hmm.
get done,
Yeah,
he was working on from November
that's
5th.
right. Hmm. Hmm.
That means, because remember, he had a stack of books this high.
Yes,
So,
I was like,
what we're going
yes.
to hear in Mercury
Hmm.
Retrograde
Hmm.
wasn't done in Mercury Retrograde.
Right, right. And it's going to reveal more to them too. They're probably overwhelmed with insanity. That makes sense. Mercury retrograde in Aquarius. Aquarius is the sign of eccentricity,
Like
and
what?
uh,
Like,
and
what
the
do you
most
mean by
negative
that?
side of that is insanity. You do find insanity in Aquarius. You find what is the crazy. You can find
Give me
certain
an
types of
example.
mental illness. An example of Aquarian crazy.
Yeah. Is there a musician that you know?
You know what? What I'll probably tell you is the appearance
Okay.
of crazy or eccentricity.
Yeah.
I think of the punk era. I think of people with the spiky hair, either spiky hair or long frizzy hair or no hair. It's hair, but it's hair
But
that
that's not
is
insanity.
no,
Well,
no,
it can be.
yes,
Sometimes when
yes,
you take your hair off,
yes,
it
yes,
actually is a moment. And people will
yeah,
say that. They'll be
yeah.
like,
Like,
why are you bald? I had a moment of insanity.
well, think of it when here's what my version of that is. When black women cut their hair very short or go bald, or
Yeah.
even yeah, when they go bald, we don't call them crazy. We may be like,
No.
why'd you say like that?
Because it's
But
like
when
warrior energy. It's like warrior energy.
when a pretty blonde woman like Britney Spears does it, people were instantly, she's crazy.
Mm.
And I was like, why is she crazy? I said,
Well,
who
Tiffany
hasn't? Who
Haddish did
hasn't?
it.
Yeah,
Tiffany Haddish did it.
right. But
I was
Tiffany Haddish,
wondering if that was a form of insanity, though. I just didn't want to
it
call
could
it
be,
out.
but usually when people make radical changes, they'll radically change their hair. Or, I'm going to wash that man out of my hair. A lot of women cut their hair off when they leave a relationship. They're like, I'm tired of,
Oh.
it takes 8 years to do my hair every morning. And, they break up with that guy. They're like, I need to, or cut it short afro for a little while, you
But
know.
that also could be a form of insanity, though. You might think
Right.
it's a form of control,
Yeah. Yeah.
when in actuality, you might have
Hmm.
been living in
Yeah.
insanity.
Hmm.
And then when you're finally free, you sign the divorce papers, then
You're
you get
using
that
all the
moment of
Aquarian
clarity.
words. You're using free is an Aquarian word.
Mm.
When somebody lets go of being controlled, that is Aquarian energy.
So wait a second. So that brings me
Yes,
back to a new point.
and even insanity is a form of freedom.
Because
Losing your mind is a form of freedom. It's it's a lot of freedom. It's more freedom than most people can handle coming from you. When you make such a change in your life, people look at you like, well,
yeah.
wait, why did you cut your hair? That looks crazy. Why did you
Oh.
spike your hair? That looks crazy.
Oh.
And it's like, I needed to be free.
A
This is
lot of
what freedom
older
looks like to
women,
me. Yeah.
whether it be
Hmm.
black or,
Hmm.
especially white women,
Hmm.
they are now coloring their hair pink.
Yes.
The gray is like the pink ends, the blue
That's
ends.
that's
That's a
Aquarian
form of
age.
free.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
Aquarian age. Now, if you're in, say, corporate America, which is going through radical changes right now,
good.
you couldn't just walk into work with pink ends. Maybe you could go in, like if you're an older person and have like a pink rinse or something like that. But you can't work
Have
in.
half a
Right,
twirl pink.
right, right.
Well, but except that I don't know who or what corporate America is anymore with
Exactly. And
the
I
pandemic.
want to say shout out to Kiana, because the last question she said something about the shift, and my last question to her was, what is indicative of, what is the shift, and what's the signs of this shift? We're
Was that in
talking
the
about
group?
it
Was that
now.
in the group message?
Yeah, there was the last
Oh
thing in
yeah,
our
I
group
saw that.
message.
I
Yeah.
saw that.
So
Um,
it's funny, we're talking about changes, massive changes. We don't know what to say. We don't know what corporate America looks like anymore. I can't believe that sentence just came out of my mouth.
I like it because I'm such a
Yeah.
rebel. I'm such
Hmm.
a rebel, and
That's Aquarian.
I hate, I hate rules that make me feel a certain type of way,
That's
right?
Aquarian.
Like
Letting
I
go of
believe,
rules. Yeah.
yeah.
Rebellion is Aquarian.
Oh, I'm such a rebel. I just
Yes.
want to fight everyone. Like I'm just, and sometimes I want to fight rules that just don't make sense. Right? Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I tell everybody this story.
Hmm.
I believe in being at work on time.
Yes.
That's a pet peeve.
Hmm. For
People
me
depend
too.
upon
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Be at work on time.
Hmm.
What I don't like is the late rule.
Hmm.
So if you're 1 minute late,
Hmm.
it's just as bad as being an hour late.
Gotcha. We went through that at a job I had when I used to work for
And there's
telecharge.
no wiggle room.
They
One
had
minute late.
we had wiggle room. We had, okay, you come in on time, you get the, and you had to punch a card. You punch a card, you get there right on time, smooth sailing. You get there a minute, it's like, okay, between 1 minute and the 6th minute,
Give me
if
that.
that card is if you punch that card at 7 after the hour, you are late, and
And
there's no
give me
wiggle room
that.
after that.
Allow
Yeah.
me a little wiggle room
Mhm.
because I don't know, the
Mhm.
car, the baby threw up, the I
Mhm.
went to drop the baby off and she's not like anything. Give me something.
Yes.
So when you
Yes.
don't give me wiggle room, I've already planned it in my head because I'm
That's
very
right. Yes.
specific when I
Mhm.
get hired. I'm like,
Right. Right.
okay.
Right.
And the
Right.
late rule, oh, this is the late rule.
Yes.
And you
Yes.
get 5 minutes,
Mhm.
15 minutes wiggle
Mhm.
room. I'm like,
Mhm.
got it.
Right.
If
Right.
you tell me
Mhm.
1 minute is the same as an hour,
Mhm.
I got to go to Denny's.
Right. You have to.
I
You
got
are
to eat
obligated.
breakfast. I'm obligated.
Can I have the lumberjack, please? I want a mimosa. You want a mimosa? Let's do mimosas. We don't have to be there for another 55 minutes. Let's get mimosas.
You made the rules.
Yes. That's right.
So if those are the rules you're going to make,
Mhm. I don't mind having mimosa and coffee. Wait, it's my mimosa and my coffee.
and the
Let's calm
worst part
down.
is, Gio, I will walk in with my coffee to go,
Yeah.
which means they know I had to stop
Mhm.
somewhere
Mhm. Mhm.
because they're like, Denny? Oh, yeah, well, you know,
Mhm.
can't work without your coffee, sweetie.
Mhm.
As my stomach is nice and full with
Mhm.
flapjacks.
There you go. That's right. Needs a French toast, but anyway.
I like French toast. I do. I love French toast. Why do people break up and argue during Mercury retrograde?
Because they're not communicating clearly. It's
Listen to this. Repeat this. Listen, y'all got to get this through your thick heads.
let me give you. I got this. I have the best example.
Okay, tell
My
me.
ex boyfriend, who was we haven't seen we weren't together for 21 years, but we were music partners. We are music partners. We both have the same almost the same rising line in Gemini. Our the degree of our rising line is only 2 degrees apart. We have
Okay.
literally had arguments where it's like, "What did you say? No, what did you say? What did you say?" Yeah, and I'm the only one who knows it
Yes.
because Mercury retrograde. It's like I can't hear a damn thing you're saying. What? It has literally gotten down to that. What? Like in the other room, and then getting to the point you get stubborn. We refuse to go in the other room, and somebody just going on and on and on and on and on. And didn't you hear? Come back and didn't you hear what I said? I heard noise, but I didn't hear what the noise was saying. So we.
But how about when somebody says something really clear and you're on your phone and you're like, what
Well,
did
here's
you
that's the
say?
thing. You're not paying attention, and that's not clear communication. If you're not listening,
Mm.
listening is part of communication too. You have to
Ah.
be focused on what. If you're having a conversation with someone, focus
Mm.
on what they're saying. If you're not
Mm.
fully focused, you're not communicating. So
Hmm.
there may be a
Okay.
reason why you can't. There may be a reason why you can't focus on what the person's
Well,
saying
don't
in
want
that,
to.
and that's a valid reason. you know,
I
but that's
usually get
oh,
people
during that.
after the communication issue has occurred
Mhm, mhm.
and they're at breakup at that point.
Did you ever
They're
hear?
like, yeah.
You ever hear people say, "I'm not trying to hear what you're saying.
Hmm.
I'm not trying to." So they're saying, "I'm not. I'm not." They're letting you know that's clear communication. The communication is, "I'm not even trying to focus on what you're saying. I ain't trying to hear this." Talk to the hand.
Mm.
You talk to the hand. Mercury is the hand.
Damn.
Communication is Mercury. Talk to the hand.
Damn. So, how do we get across to people
Yes.
how to act during Mercury retrograde? Because one person is going to get educated and
Mhm.
get the memo, the other person is not going to get educated.
I might be the wrong person because Mercury retrograde puts me in a wise ass frame of mind. I'm like, number one, when Mercury's retrograde, this is my number one rule. Mercury's retrograde, nothing is my fault. I'm powerless. I'm powerless over Mercury retrograde, and my life has become unmanageable. That's you know the 12
Insanity.
steps. That's the first step out of the 12 steps. I'm addicted to Mercury retrograde, and my life has become unmanageable. 2, I have to come to believe that a power greater than myself can restore me to sanity. I don't have to. It doesn't have to do it right now. I just have to come to believe that a power greater than myself can restore me to sanity. And
That
then
doesn't
third,
work when somebody just broke up with somebody.
I know it doesn't. Well,
I mean,
oh,
I love
right,
it. And I really wish
mm-hmm.
in the midst of breakups that
Yeah,
people could be so still.
yes,
That's what I wish. Because it does lead you, Mercury record. I get the phone calls. It
yes.
leads you to severe, like, depression, shock.
Mm-hmm.
It does lead you. There
Yes,
is a moment of insanity because some of
yes,
my phone calls, I'm like, and what happened? And they're like, and then I had to take a hammer to his car. And I'm like, yeah,
yes. And
yeah.
I'd be like, well, yeah. And then what? Like after that,
And they're so calm. And they're like, Tracy,
yes.
I just got out of jail. I'm like, what?
That's
This is
when
a
Mercury,
reading.
and
What?
when Mercury retrograde happens, you gotta go. You're gonna return to jail.
Return.
Or you know what I tell people in that instance? Wait until Mercury retrograde is over.
Yes.
Because it's like, do you ever hear that saying, when things are, I can't find something, like somebody, there's a story of someone who dropped a gold coin in a murky lake that they were swimming in. So
Oh,
everybody
no.
jumps in and they're trying to find it, but it brings up the silt. You have to get out of the lake. You have to wait so that the silt settles
Settles again.
and you
Right.
be able to see the gold coin shining at the
Yeah.
bottom. One person goes in, dives in, and gets the gold coin. So you,
That's relationships. It's all
yes.
this murky stuff comes up.
And sometimes it's about, do you ever have an argument with someone and you both figured it out and you're good? It's all good, but the heat of the fight is still there.
Yeah,
I
I've had
think
that.
I wish more people knew to say, let's wait for the heat to go down, because with that heat comes, you start remembering other stuff. Well, remember 3 weeks ago when you said, and then it flares up again. So the heat, you got to give it time for the heat to go down, the mental heat. You want to say things because
Yeah.
you're feeling, you know, you're feeling clever. I got you with this, and then you remember stuff from way back in the
Well,
Wayback Machine. So people need to really. It's a wisdom thing. You got to let.
it is. It's also a counseling thing because Tatiana just said, yep,
Hmm.
he was on the game when
Hmm.
I was having an important conversation. Then
Just
the wires
yes,
just crossed. We
mhm,
both get upset
and
and
broke
break
up.
up.
Yeah. Hmm.
That is normal
Hmm.
in Mercury retrograde.
Yeah.
What I've also figured out, Geo,
Hmm.
from counseling,
Hmm.
is that when you're having an argument about one thing,
Hmm.
finish the one thing.
Focus.
If somebody brings up something, it's
Hmm.
actually a distraction
Yes.
and it's actually a control mechanism,
Hmm.
especially if they're losing the argument, or especially they have to like conform to an agreement that,
Hmm.
yeah, now's not the time. I don't want to do this.
Hmm.
You're right. There's always like a
Hmm.
right and wrong in arguments.
Hmm.
People don't like to lose, even
Hmm.
though they'll concede. And
Yeah.
then they'll bring up something from 3 months ago.
Yep. Hmm.
And that's something that they bring up is so they
Hmm.
now can have the edge over you,
Hmm.
or the willingness to break up with you, because
Hmm.
losing one
Yes.
particular argument
Hmm.
can take somebody to go, man, this is going to go down. If it's going
Hmm.
to go down,
Yeah.
it's going to go down my way.
And
Oh, and by the way, you
yes.
did. boom,
It's like,
break
now
up.
here's the thing. Do not rehash the wrong thing.
Rehash. Repeat that. Mercury
Do not
retrograde is about go, Geo,
rehash.
go.
You can rehash things because once you finish that one subject and you say, well, remember the last week when it was you did the same thing or whatever. Now you're gonna get on my case. It's like you're both wrong. You both
Yeah.
shouldn't have done it.
Yes.
Don't rehash old stuff at a time when focus.
It's just
on
in the middle of an
thing.
argument
Yes.
about the remote control.
Right. The remote control. Watch out for
This
the
is
remote
very
control
good.
during
The
Mercury
part of it.
retrograde.
Oh, the remote control can be
The
the biggest
re-
issue. Let me tell you something. I live by myself and the remote control's a problem. Like I'm literally in my bed with 2 goddamn remote controls. And for some reason, I'm like
Yes.
this.
Yes. Right.
And the other night, I was like, my relationship with you is terrible. I'm
Yes.
talking to a remote control.
Let me tell you, in this apartment, this apartment has, it's like a tiny kitchen, a tiny bathroom, and there's a 1-bedroom. They have 4 remote controls, 1 television.
That's normal to me. I respect that.
Respect. There you go. Yes. Usually like respect.
I mean, I thought I had a bad relationship with remote controls when I was with someone.
Yeah, yeah.
Because men got this thing. So I thought, okay, I'll give up the ghost. It's important to them. But I'm by myself.
Right.
I
Maybe
wonder
remote controls are. Maybe they were invented during Mercury retrograde. Maybe.
We on check.
Oh,
yeah, we're not gonna live with this. Who invented the remote control? Because that person is a whole dick.
Right. That's right.
But
go ahead. I was going to say.
You say
okay.
while
you're looking that up, what I wanted to say, they're. What is? I'm also having my brain stuff during Mercury retrograde, but when people have PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, a lot of people tend to have flashes of memory. I want to tell people sometimes it can be a good thing because you got to get that stuff out. You have to have your memories, remember.
But do you get it out by dumping on someone?
No, that's not what I mean. I wanted to. This is a little more subdued in that for people with PTSD, and let's say you can't remember certain times of your life. In therapy, a great tool is if you want to remember those memories, Mercury retrograde is the best time to work on that, to focus on it deeply in your therapy sessions. Mercury retrograde tends to bring those memories.
That's so good to know.
Yeah.
I love this stuff.
Yes.
This stuff is like.
I have a few friends who do have PTSD, and one of my friends is like she'll sometimes say, "I'm not looking forward to Mercury retrograde because I know that my memories are going to come up." But she's also in therapy or analysis. She goes a few times a week, that kind of thing, and that's when she does that deep work with her therapist. It's during Mercury retrograde.
Are your dreams more vivid during Mercury retrograde in terms of ancestors, people that's passed over?
You know what? I don't know.
I'm having that problem right now.
I don't know, but this might be a good time to just put that out there because we have a lot of sensitive people who watch you. So if you know, maybe shoot Tracey a line that if it's during Mercury retrograde, right now Mercury is retrograde and it will be retrograde until February 21st. So if you find that you've noticed a pattern that that your dreams are more vivid, or you get more spirit communication during
Always my
this time?
ancestors,
Hmm.
as of
I think
lately.
it's kind of a good thing. I always try to find the good things, trying to find the good, because so many people have decided Mercury retrograde is a bad thing.
Yeah.
I think of it as it's a Mercury is like the most neutral planet. Mercury in itself does not have the heat. Mercury is just like, I'm here, I got nothing to do, so I'll be a trickster from time to time. Watch this, watch me moonwalk,
The
you know.
trickster is funny.
Listen to watch me go red leather, yellow, watch me speak pig Latin. Ixnay
Yeah.
everyday, ebedibidibadibi. That's, I said a
You
hip,
know,
aha,
the ghetto,
a
the
hip
ghetto,
to the hip, you don't stop. That's Mercury. It's like, I'm bored. I'm gonna start rapping. Feeling good. Like I should. I went to the walk around
how you
the
tied that
neighborhood.
in was the best. Actually, I thought that was one of the dumbest rap songs ever, to
It
be honest
really,
with you.
well, it was the first commercial rap song, so that's why it was like, it was for us. Well, we were that generation that where
It
when
was our
raps when
generation,
rap
yes.
started. So there's some people
Were
that.
you there?
Hmm.
How
Hmm.
cognitive are you
Hmm.
of rap when it was underground?
You know what
Where were
I
you? Because I was a
I was a big
16-year-old.
disco. Okay, I wasn't. I when
No,
disco
this was rap. This was about
rap
16
started
years old. It was
properly,
underground.
1979. I didn't live in New York, so you want to know people in New York. If you didn't live in New York, a big city like New York or Chicago, it
I was in New
started
York.
in New York in the Bronx.
I
Hip
was in
hop
New York.
started the Bronx, Brooklyn, um, some Manhattan, but it was really Bronx,
But the
Brooklyn.
kids had it
Yeah,
first. The
right,
kids
right,
had it.
right.
And so it
They
was
claim
under
hip
what we
hop.
called underground.
Right. They claim hip hop started in like the early mid 70s. I had no idea because even disco wasn't huge in the early mid 70s. You had Soul Train, but
Right. I
um,
remember that.
disco proper didn't start like all over the country like this is a thing until maybe late 1976. And
Okay.
77,
Hmm.
78, 79 was big time disco.
I bet
And
you
but
liked disco.
79 was when Rapper's Delight came out by Sugar Hill Gang.
But if that
That
came out above ground, it
Yeah,
had been underground for a minute.
right. But the whole country didn't know about it.
And it didn't
Just
have
New
the
York.
same sound. It didn't have the
No,
same sound,
no, it
but it
didn't.
was hot.
Right, right.
I bet you liked the 70s.
I love the set. I mean, I was a kid in the 70s. I was
Did
a
you like
I was a young kid.
disco? I mean, I
I
didn't mean the
love
70s.
disco.
Of
I
course you did.
love
Of
disco.
course you
Are you
did.
kidding me? I
Tell
had
me
the
you loved bell bottoms, and
Well, see, I
I'll
don't think
be
of bell
upset.
bottoms with disco. I think of bell bottoms with early 70s,
It
early se-
is,
but
but I
then
still think of bell bottoms with Soul Train. So
yeah, that's like
there was
early
a
Soul Train.
influence
Right, right, right,
into disco and
right,
bell
right.
bottoms.
But disco, then you got your straight leg jeans. So the bells were gone. The disco era was still like then you got like your Brooke Shields coming in, you got your Gloria Vanderbilts coming in, and those were
Got
straight.
it.
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
it.
See, you
Got
notice
it.
how I
I didn't.
remember all that stuff?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I
Yeah,
wasn't crazy about them jeans either. I
yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
understand that. I did have a pair,
yeah.
one pair of
You have
Gloria
to have
Vanderbilts
one.
because you
Right.
had to,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Because it meant
Your
something. I don't know if it
Bonjour
meant you had
jeans, your Bill
money.
Blass, your Calvin Klein, all that was coming out.
Yeah, I didn't. I only
Hmm.
got Gloria Vanderbilt, and I
Yeah, yeah.
remember. I think I got a knockoff. Like
Hmm.
the stitching was a little bit off because back in
Yeah.
the day, it
Hmm.
doesn't really matter.
Hmm.
I did not like disco.
Oh, really? Oh, how
I
could you
did
not?
not like bell bottoms.
Right, right. See, I don't
I
connect those two bell bottoms. I'm doing it
well,
again.
there's but
See,
it's
I'm
a transition.
repeating.
I'm not
Mercury retrograde is
repeating. Yeah,
making me repeat the
we're having
same
an
thing.
MR issue, right? No, no, I'm not
Hmm.
like connecting. It's a
Hmm.
transition. It's
Yeah,
bell
yeah.
bottoms,
Yeah, it was smooth.
disco,
Yeah.
and then it went to the skinny jeans.
Hmm.
That's the whole
Hmm.
transition.
Right.
I came alive, and I say that because when you have some childhood abuse issues,
Right. Right.
you don't remember a whole
Right.
period. How you get through a period sometimes, in hindsight, it's like,
Yeah.
how did you get through? But
Mm-hmm.
when I finally came alive, it was
Mm-hmm.
during the off the shoulder period. It was the
Uh,
sweat top that was off the
oh,
shoulder.
that was definitely like early '80s.
Yes, that makes
It
sense.
was like Fame. It was, you know what it
Yes,
was? It
yes.
was it was the
I didn't
exercise
like
with
fame either though.
what did they the
Oh yeah, the exercise,
aerobics. The aerobics hit hard.
but with the headband.
Yeah, that was aerobics. And who else was there? Something else. What was the name of that Jennifer Beals movie? I
Flash
think
dance.
Flashdance. That was the off the
I
shoulder,
loved
the
her.
sweats. Yeah,
She
yeah.
should have been way more famous. But
Mhm.
in any case,
Mhm.
thank you for the rewrite, review,
Mhm.
remember. We're going to
Mhm.
include remote. Let's not argue over
Remote.
the remote, people.
Yes, yes.
Um,
Fun
re
things. Some fun things.
retalk. What's when it's like bring something back up? Like don't bring something back
Rehash.
up.
Rehash.
Rehash.
Yes.
Don't rehash
Mhm.
during Mercury retrograde.
Or rehash responsibly.
You know what? I gotta
And
tell you,
remember,
there's
respond. That's the other thing is, if you're trying to find somebody or somebody is not getting back to you, um, wait till Mercury retrograde. You'll hear from them. They will respond.
wait a second. Hold on a second. There's not a Mercury retrograde that doesn't appear that an X does not show up.
Bingo.
That's not love, guys.
They
When they show back up, they're like
return.
zombies.
They
Return. Yeah.
return.
Return.
That's
I
why
love
you
these
read.
reads.
It's not a joke. It's real.
I
It's
love
real.
it.
Hmm.
This is going to make so much sense to the whole world.
Here's my thing also, for my magic people, do your reversal candles during Mercury retrograde. Oh, and I didn't make that up. Lamar did. Lamar, I think it was on the
I
day.
like it. Hold on.
Yes.
I like it because I actually do have
Mm-hmm.
something here.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And your
I
ammonia
like it.
jars. For my ammonia jar people, do your ammonia jars
I
on.
never heard of ammonia jar. You wash with ammonia to get negativity out. A whole jar full of ammonia?
This is stuff, random stuff that I've seen online. An ammonia jar is like when you want to reverse a like you reverse a candle, but you want a situation reversed.
Yeah, yeah.
Apparently, this is what you do. You write, you do a petition, whatever your petition paper is,
Uh-huh.
you put it in the lid of the jar. I'm sure there's a million ways to do this, so please
Okay, it's okay.
don't
It's okay.
anybody take it
I'll
where
find out
this
some
is.
more details.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
I'll
You
ask
put,
Lamar.
yes, yes, yes. And you put the petition inside the lid of the jar. You fill the jar with ammonia. You turn it upside down, and it has to be in the dark. You can leave it in the closet, and the situation should reverse itself.
And you know you're gonna have a lot of crazy girls putting their
Wait,
boyfriends
what do
in.
you mean we gonna? We already have people doing that. It's not on me. I might have even just said it the wrong way. I'm sure there's a gazillion different ways. People, they say, this girl don't know what she's talking about. You're right. You're right. All I
Magic
know is
Mermaid
I've heard
goes.
of it. I know what
Magic Mermaid goes first honey jar, now ammonia jars. We
let me see
gotta get
this
our
stuff.
jars,
Let me
people.
tell
Get
you.
your
Hey,
jars.
I'm gonna say magical mermaid. Let me tell you, this stuff is older than the scriptures. Okay, I don't know how old ammonia is, but all this
But
stuff is
they some
older.
grandmother stories.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I would just say if you want to turn something around
Mm-hmm.
that's bothering you on your job, I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't put a person's name in.
No, no,
That's
no, 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 no,
me.
no. This is from what I understand, it's a situation. This is all kinds of things
Situations,
people
people.
do. Right.
Situations. Don't put your boyfriend's and husband's name in
Yeah.
this. Don't do it.
No, no. Don't.
But I'll get some more information
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of my readings are about job and this,
Mm-hmm.
that, and the third. And,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you just have a problematic situation and you
Mm-hmm.
want to be able to
Mm-hmm.
soothe it. And
Mm-hmm.
they always say, is there a magical way? Because I don't do reversals, I don't do
Right,
negative.
right, right, right.
I've
Yeah,
lost the information. So
right.
it's good to be around others and I
Yeah.
can get like details. I'll get
Yes.
details, people. So
Yes.
calm down,
Mm-hmm.
calm down.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
If you broke up with your boyfriend or your husband during Mercury retrograde, you know
Mm-hmm.
what you can rest assured? He'll be back.
He'll be back. Soon you'll
That's the
see.
read.
You
He'll
can
be
tell
back.
him you
Enjoy your
belong to
life.
me. Oh, la, la. Empires fall. La la la, we're gonna do it all. And when push comes to shove, you can tell your friends and family to remind you of my love. La 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 da. I'm singing from Hamilton. Da, 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 da,
Hamilton.
da,
Oh
da,
man.
da, da.
I think he's in for some awards, that guy.
Oh, definitely.
That
Yeah.
that show.
Yeah.
So let me just get something straight.
Mm-hmm.
Mercury is in Aquarius.
Right now it's in
Aquarius,
Aquarius.
Neptune is at home in Aquarius.
No, Uranus is at home in Aquarius.
This is Uranus energy.
Yes, Aquarius and Uranus lives in Aquarius.
Uranus lives in Aquarius,
That's
but
yeah. That's its
Uranus
home.
is in Taurus still,
Right now, yes,
right
yes.
now, for the next
That's
few
right.
years.
Right,
When does
right.
that end, by the way? Do you know,
It's
Gio?
it. I believe it stays in. I believe Uranus stays in each sign for about 7 years. I know Uranus is it goes around the zodiac in 84 years. So I just have to do
Got
some
it,
math.
got it.
Yeah, yeah. Let me see.
But do you know how many years we have left? Because I'm just curious, just to get off topic about, digital cryptocurrency and real estate.
You know what I'm going to do real quick?
Because that's the
I'm
last
just
two that's going to get hit in the final years of Uranus.
let me see. Uranus goes into Gemini. Uh, November between July 7th and then it'll go retrograde and then it'll go November 8th, 2025. Yes, it entered Taurus on May 15th, 2018, and then it went retrograde. Then it went back in permanently on November 6th of 2018.
So June
So
2025 or November 2025? Officially.
Officially November. Well, they're both official, but the
I
first time it
know.
goes into Gemini
And then
is
it
July
retrogrades.
7th.
Yeah.
Then it will go November 8th, 2025.
That's too much time.
So
The world will never be the same once Uranus ends. It's too much time. We're only in
it's
2021.
going to be in all those other signs. It was in Aries. Let me see. When was it in? Somebody's got these wrong. Oh, please tell me that they're not making a fool of me. Uh, okay, wait a minute. No, 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 no. It's true. It's showing what's been going on. Oh, Uranus and Taurus dates, and also the dates of where it's going to be in 2030. Okay, so yeah, so it will be yeah. So that is 7 years from 2018 to
Yeah.
2025. Yeah, yeah.
It's only 2021, Geo.
Mm-hmm.
The world will look 100% different by the time Uranus leaves Taurus.
Mm-hmm. Really, it's been like 8 years. It'll be like 8 years.
Well, because it started and then reversed and then
Yeah.
began again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, people. Y'all, oh, there's a lot. Listen
Mm-hmm.
to me. Why are there
They're
six or
not
seven,
seven. They're not seven. Let
six?
me. I'll show. Let me tell you. After you said that, I was like, 7 planets. You know what it is? If you looked at a chart,
Yeah.
it looks like sometimes the way that they make these charts. Come on, internet. The way that they make these charts, it looks like when you're just looking at the symbol and you don't look at the numbers, it can look like Pluto is in Aquarius next to, I think it's
Got it.
Venus, but Pluto is not in Aquarius right
Got it.
now. Yeah.
Oh, they said Tiffany cut her hair for an upcoming movie role. They would have
Gotcha.
to pay
You see
me
one, two, three.
millions to
Yeah, so
cut my hair.
there's 5 planets right now in Aquarius.
So, what are the planets in Aquarius?
Right now,
Yes,
Venus
please.
and Saturn are conjunct exact at 5 degrees
And
Aquarius.
conjunct means what?
That means they're right next to each other.
Oh, they're like parallel.
They're kissing.
They're lovers.
Yes, they're lovers.
Okay.
And then Jupiter is at 11 degrees Aquarius right now, and the Sun is at 17 Aquarius right now, and Mercury is retrograde at 22 degrees Aquarius right
Why does it matter? Because I didn't write that down. Because I won't remember any of this. I promise you. Once
now.
I shut this video down, I'll be back to be like, Geo, explain to me.
That's okay.
What does it matter if something is 0.1 degrees and 22 degrees? Why do I care?
Why do you care if one thing is at 0 degrees and another
Or
one is
15 degrees or 22 degrees? What
because it
difference
could
does that
be
make?
because of the relationships that it's making to other planets in the in our galaxy or in the zodiac or what have you, and you know, even though all of these planets, you know, right now Venus and Saturn are not affecting or affected by Mercury in Aquarius right now. But we definitely have a focus on Aquarian issues right now because there's so many planets in there reflecting off of each other and reflecting the light and energy of Aquarius. So there's I'll call it very strong energies of freedom, eccentricity, revolution, liberalism, in a big giant way.
Is this a wake-up call? Is this the age
yes.
of Aquarius?
Aquarius rules being awake, anxiety, excitement. It's that bzzz. The country, the world right now is like bzzz, all a buzz.
Yeah.
Definitely. And then because the planet Uranus is affecting those planets all the way from Taurus right now. So it's like they're already, you know, buzzing, and then here comes Uranus is like, oh, you like that? Let me throw you some more lightning.
Well, I get it.
The craziness is really.
I get it because the Russian community never fights back, and they are kicking ass.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The Netherlands, if I'm not mistaken, excuse me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think it's the Netherlands country,
I think
got
you're right.
COVID under control. And now they're like, I'm protesting. I don't want to stay in my house. And it's like,
I don't want to wear a mask.
You got it under control. Why are you complaining? This is crazy to me.
That's what it is. Crazy. Aquarius.
Insanity.
Uranus rules insanity. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, I think we could cover as much as we can. Can we just go over the re's again?
Sure.
Help me out with the re's.
Okay.
So let's tell everyone during any Mercury retrograde, what we want to be aware of are the R-E. The R-E. And they are what, Geo?
Remember, return, reverse, rehash.
Relook, like relook a contract over. Review.
And maybe refocus.
Refocus. Yeah, because Aquarius is a dreamy sign. So
Yeah, yeah,
refocus.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And even if you have
Anything.
to repeat, to get and understand something.
Okay, I'll take it.
It was the remember and the remind. Um, some
So
other
don't be
people,
upset if you have to remind someone during
yeah,
Mercury
yeah.
retrograde. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Look at the,
Recheck. Let's say
yes,
recheck,
recheck.
especially for those people whose cars are
Mm-hmm.
doing a little ding ding
That's
ding
right,
ding
right.
ding.
Go over it again. Go over it again. That's the main thing is to
Relook, go
yeah.
over.
Mm-hmm.
Go over again. And I
It's
have to
sort
be
of like,
honest with you.
before you leave the house, it's like you're like, do I have everything I need?
Hmm.
Did I unplug one of those people? Did I unplug the iron?
Rewrite
Mm-hmm.
or you because you said
Okay.
something about like writing things
Rewrite,
down.
reread, um, retouch, refine,
Oh wait, retouch. Oh
retouch,
well, now
retouch.
that can turn into a
All
whole
right.
thing. Where's my body butter, people? Where's
Okay.
my body butter? We gotta
Oh,
redo. We
that
gotta
money,
redo.
that money body butter is saving my life. I gotta tell you. Thank you
Which
to the
one?
shout out to Destiny of Somatic
She made.
RX.
I
She
what did
made
she give
money
me?
butter.
I think I got some. Let me check. Hold on. Don't leave me. Don't leave me.
I'm not gonna leave. I won't. I will wait for your return.
You are hilarious.
Oh
Hold
yes,
on. Hold on. Hold
return
on.
to paradise.
God damn it! What did I
For
do with this body
whom
butter?
going,
Oh, here it is.
evil turns to love.
No, I didn't get money. I gotta get the money body. What? You got money
Oh wait,
body butter?
the body butter and tonight I'm doing the fizzy money bath.
Oh, good. You got that from her. I don't like fizzy baths. So now I have to talk to her because I got bare body butter,
Hmm.
but there's a money body butter.
This is new. This is brand new.
Oh, hell no. I need
So
the money.
I think she's only had the money butter for like maybe 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks or something. As soon as
Got
I
it.
saw it, I said, "Oh, Destiny,
Well, let
Somatic
me tell you
RX." Yeah.
something. Her money
Mhm.
hand wash. I mean, no,
Yes.
her money body wash.
Yes.
I actually have to get another one
Hmm.
because I like it even as a hand wash.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
I don't even
Well,
want to
even
buy like dollar store hand
right.
wash anymore.
Hmm.
Like those
Hmm.
things are made of so much chemicals. I don't even know
Right.
what's in those. Like it's making me upset now. The
Hey,
chemicals that are invading my
I'm
body.
still on the money soap. I wash my whole body with the money soap.
Let me tell you something. I go through the money soap like once a week. I love her money soap.
That's why we got money, yo. People, get on it. Go to Somatic RX.
Somatic RX. Let me just show
Yes.
you.
Hmm.
SomaticRx.co.
Right. Hmm.
I don't know if I can get
SomaticRx.co.
y'all to see that.
You
It's
got a
so
little bit
fine.
of it. Yeah, it's
Oh, here
kind
it
of
is. Here it
blurry.
is.
Okay, you can.
There it
There
is.
we go. Okay. I see it blurry. I can't see it.
I know. I'm trying to get it to
Hmm.
focus.
Hmm.
All right. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can put it in the comics here. I can put it in the comics real quick.
Well,
Comment.
I could be watching this on YouTube at the same time.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
So how come it doesn't show on your screen though? Matic.
Because I'm just in the steam yard. I'm not in the whoozy what's it.
.co.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh
What?
Tracy, I
What
may need
happened?
to. I may need. What time is it?
No, no, no. We're good. We were gonna end anyway, so you're
Oh,
good.
okay. Because I
No, no,
got a
no.
delivery is coming. They
No, no,
said
no,
we're
no.
going
We
to
were
be
gonna
there in
end
5 minutes. I'm
anyway.
like, what?
We were just gonna
Oh, okay.
talk about the rereads, the refocus, review, remember, rehash,
Right.
return.
Right.
What's return in reference to? Return?
Sometimes if somebody leaves, they just might return. Remember, boyfriends or ex-boyfriend or whatever, they
Always
always
return. So stop
recall.
crying when they leave,
Hmm.
ladies.
Hmm.
But they're trash if they leave.
If you can't remember something, you will recall it
You can
when
recall it
Mercury.
during Mercury retrograde. Good time for counseling and
Yes,
dredging up all that
oh,
stuff that's
that's right.
required.
That's right.
Repeat,
Mm-hmm.
repeat,
Mm-hmm.
remind. Don't be
Yes.
upset if you have to remind your boyfriend, your
Mm-hmm.
girlfriend. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, it's Mercury
Yeah.
retrograde.
Mm-hmm.
Recheck, recheck
Recheck.
that contract, review that contract,
Mm-hmm.
recheck.
That
Did you leave the
lease.
stove
That's
on?
right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Rewrite
Rewrite. Mm-hmm.
and reread.
That's right.
I love the read.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The read. Yes. Yes.
I
And
love them.
the fun part, Mercury retrograde. You watch the news. That's when you see them make the most mistakes. See, that's my inner wise ass thing. When you watch the news during Mercury retrograde, oh, the reporters, the reporters.
Yeah, it was
That's so
Mercury
much.
retrograde when somebody was like President Trump, and you could see he was so mad at himself. And he goes,
Yes.
President Biden.
Biden.
And I was like, oh, I caught that. I caught that, you fool.
And
And this was
also,
like
right,
MSNBC. These are
right. Yeah,
professionals.
everybody, any kind of reporter on television, you see them make so many mistakes. And then also always recheck the weather report because they get it wrong more
All
now
the
than they
time.
ever did. Oh, it's
Really?
off the chain during Mercury retrograde. Yeah.
Got it. Got
hmm
it.
If
During Mercury
they say,
retrograde,
no,
it's
it's not going
even
to
worse.
rain today.
You wake up like from
Yeah.
12 midnight, it's going to rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they promised me. Yeah.
Okay, girl,
hmm
I'm so happy. I'm
Aww.
so honored. We will
Everybody,
see you.
I just want to say one thing. This is what I tell everybody. If you're having a hard time with Mercury retrograde and you know it's Mercury retrograde, put on that Michael
Relax.
Jackson. I take yeah, relax, and put on that Michael Jackson, that the era where he's doing the moonwalk. Watch the videos. It'll make you feel better. That's the magic part I made that up myself.
Yes.
hmm
Okay,
Oh,
so thank you.
thank you for having me.
We will see you here next Friday.
Okay.
We'll find something to talk about because
Yes,
Mercury
we will.
retrograde will
Yes,
just
we
show
will.
up. I mean, by
hmm
next Friday,
That's
we'll
the
have go,
my.
go, go. Love
I
you.
gotta
Love
go.
you. Go, go, go,
Okay.
go.
All
I'll
right.
just finish
Bye.
up here. By
Okay. I'm
next
gonna leave the
Friday,
studio. I'll talk to you later.
oh yeah, let me take okay. By next Friday, we will have testimonies and blah 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 blah, and we will see a lot of the media make a bunch of mistakes because it's Mercury retrograde. We might even see some lawyers make mistakes because it's Mercury retrograde. This might be the perfect time for any slip ups. I'm going to be so excited to now look for the slip ups. That's what I'm going to be excited about. All right, guys, thank you so much. Thank you. I am honored. I am realigned. Yeah, let me look at that too. Realign. I think what we're trying to say here is to everything. Everything. Don't run out. Don't do it. Everything before you know, nothing too drastic during Mercury retrograde. Hi, Melissa. I'm leaving. I love you. I thank you. This was so much fun. Remember refocus, review, remember, rehash, return, reverse, relook, go over it again, repeat over and over. If you're studying for a test and the test is in March and you got to study during Mercury retrograde, repeat, relook. Also, remind it's okay, write things down, um, recheck. A lot of us are lighting candles. Don't leave those candles burning if you walk out the house. Rewrite, reread, realign, and most importantly, I think this is the most important thing, relax. It'll be okay. If you're late, you're late. Relax. If you're having an argument, you don't need to win. You want to make somebody upset? Don't get upset. Love you guys. Bye.